Check, check. People of God, increase the volume in here.
Yo, the crazy thing about my music is that, you know, when I first started releasing projects, I had no idea what was gonna happen. I mean, I'm talking about little to no resources, no like clear vision as to how people were gonna receive it. The only thing I had was a passion and my rhyme book, and then that turned into Engraved, which turned into Day 3, which turned into the Freedom LP. And every project and song I've done since has just been just kind of a picture as to what God has been doing with me ever since.
First time ever listening to D.I., it was something special, man. Like you hear Christian rap, and back in the day when I first heard of it, I wasn't really moved by it. But then I heard Stomp Out from his Day 3 album, and that just did it for me. That beat, the way he was lacing the lyrics over that beat, it was everything. Then to get a chance and opportunity to work with the man himself and on another track, in an actual video, it was humbling. I couldn't ask for a better experience for both being introduced to another level of Christian rap and then also being able to work in the artwork of Christian rap in the video.
So whoever's watching this,
We're not necessarily changing the gospel when Christian rappers, you know, get on stage and rap or work on songs or work on albums. We're not changing the gospel. The message never changes. What we are doing is we're taking a timeless message and placing it in an art form and repackaging it in a way that's more palatable to the people who may never step foot inside a church and might never hear about this message unless it's presented to them in this way.
I remember back in 1997, so that's maybe 23, 24 years ago, and Mark was 14. I believe he had just turned 14, and that's when he started writing. And it was him and a group of his friends, and they were totally into rap, just writing all the time, and so much so that it caught my attention, especially with him because he was so focused and so into it. And all these years later, everyone else has fallen off and he's just stuck to it. And I've watched through the years how he's gotten better and better and better. And his lyrical game is crazy. It's sick.
Hey, yo, the first time I was put on the DR, I was blown away by his skill set, how he put his bars together, how he's put his words together. Like, it was incredible. Also, what impressed me was how every bar had a message and no line was wasted. Every bar had a gem. Shouts out to D.I., man. Y'all better tune in.
Back in 2016, I dropped an independent project called The Best Policy. As long as I've been doing Christian hip hop, just the person and work of Christ has always been my central theme. So that was basically all I talked about. I didn't really talk about too many of the things that I was going through as a man, as a person, as a Christian.
I'm shot with desire to see change if you deranged. Thought you was eating and got burned. That's a grease flame. Pop every pill in the cabinet you think relieves pain. Yo, salute to D.I. for real. He's an amazing lyricist, artist. You know, like, he's the type that you play his track, like 3 weeks later you're catching the bar like, wait a minute, did he just say that? But always been a fan of D.I. Not only is he, you know, someone that I look up to lyrically, but, you know, he's a firm believer of God. And his lyrics always pack that punch. Like, when you hear it, it's like, God isn't swinging the block fear, for Jesus will be bringing this top tier. Like, I love your music. I love his music. Amazing dude. And no one really seen him lyrically.
What Christian hip hop means to me is taking something that's culturally relevant, that has the power to influence millions and millions of people, and making Christ the center of it, in a world where you don't necessarily normally hear about the person and work of Christ being put forefront in an art form that was kind of originated on just social expression.
You got that mic in your hand, know that it's not about you. Yep. Do not allow that spirit of arrogance to penetrate you. Let it be God's Holy Spirit that's leading you. Let it be God that's making the lyrics come out of your mouth. Just give yourself to God when you're on that stage.
So The Best Policy, the one that I came out with in 2016 was kind of the first time I really let loose with kind of my emotions and how God was dealing with me in terms of those things. And this album is a direct sequel to that. Like on this project, I talk about everything from being underrated as an artist to being frustrated with people telling me I need to switch up my message to my frustration with rappers, period, not really taking their craft seriously. But at the end of the day, every song on the album points back to Jesus as the solution to even human hurts that we experience. And that's the whole theme of the album. The policy continues.